ABC Big 2 News.
Developing now at 10, we start with escalating tensions tonight between the United States and Russia. Efforts to prevent a Russian invasion of Ukraine are intensifying this week, and world leaders are making a push for a diplomatic solution. Now, the Biden administration tonight is warning of a Russian attack against Ukraine, and new U.S. military intelligence shows Russia could seize the capital of Ukraine in just days. But tonight, Russia is dismissing those American intelligence reports. Good evening, I'm Rob Tuke. Thanks for joining us tonight.
And I'm Stephanie Martinez. ABC's Alice Parks has those details.
As the standoff between Russia and the United States continues, White House National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan again warning of the possibility of a Russian attack against Ukraine.
We believe that there is a very distinct possibility that Vladimir Putin will order an attack on Ukraine. It could take a number of different forms. It could happen as soon as tomorrow, or it could take some weeks yet.
More than 100,000 Russian troops currently amassed along Ukraine's borders, the largest gathering of combat firepower in Europe since World War II. ABC News learning that U.S. officials think Russia now has 70% of the forces it would need in place to possibly launch a full-scale attack on Ukraine. Those forces including special operations troops, tanks, and artillery. Satellite images show Moscow's military buildup in Belarus, too. Russia moving hundreds of advanced fighters and attack helicopters to the areas around Ukraine. As many as 30 Russian warships are now in the Black Sea, including 5 amphibious assault ships. But U.S. and NATO allies still publicly assess that Vladimir Putin has not made a final decision.
We are working hard to rally our allies and, at the same time, to send a clear message to Russia that we are prepared to walk the diplomatic path to address our mutual security concerns if they're prepared to do so.
Meanwhile, the first of 3,000 U.S. troops sent by President Biden arriving in Germany and Poland. Those troops deployed to reinforce NATO allies, not Ukraine, which is not a member of NATO. On the outskirts of Ukraine's capital, Kyiv, civilians are undergoing weapons and medical training to prepare in case Russia invades. And in Ukraine's second largest city, thousands marching this weekend demanding an end to the Russian aggression. Mary Alice Parks, ABC News, Washington.
Now, since the start of this year, international oil prices have been soaring. With international political tensions and a bottleneck in oil output increase, that's contributing to the continuous rise in crude oil prices this year. In fact, it's the highest in more than 7 years. And as of Friday, the West Texas Intermediate for March delivery settled at $92 a barrel on the New York Mercantile Exchange. That's a weekly increase of more than 6%. Now, of course, analysts believe that the biggest unknown variable right now affecting oil prices is whether Russia will take military action against Ukraine and how the United States and its European allies will respond.
Also developing tonight, we're slowly learning more about the death of a Navy SEAL candidate and the hospitalization of another. We do know both sailors just had finished a week of extremely intense training near San Diego. The Navy SEAL says reported symptoms after the training were rushed to local hospitals. That's where one died. The condition of another isn't known. It's not clear what these SEAL students went through during the first phase of training. But retired Navy SEAL Chief Paul Anderson shares his own experience going through training.
It's a gut check. You get approximately 4 hours of sleep that whole week. You're constantly doing physical evolutions, whether it's the obstacle course. You're just constantly moving. You're constantly wet. It is a miserable time. I mean, it's well named.
The Navy will release the name of the deceased SEAL candidate 24 hours after his family is notified. In the meantime, they are investigating the cause of his death. The other sailor is under close medical watch at the Naval Medical Center, San Diego.
And across Texas tonight, a rise in human smuggling attempts. That's according to the Brewster County Sheriff's Office, which says its deputies have stopped multiple people over the past week. Now take a look at these 7 suspects. They were booked into the Brewster County Jail for smuggling. That's a felony under Texas law. They were charged for attempting to illegally transport. Those people were turned over to the U.S. Border Patrol for deportation.
In Winkler County, the Sheriff's Office is reporting another felony DUI arrest. This time, deputies arrest Russell Petrie after a crash. He's been charged with driving while intoxicated. His third offense. The Winkler County Sheriff's Office shared these photos on Facebook. They say Petrie's arrest came after an accident with another car. It's unclear if anyone got hurt.
Now your Big 2 forecast first with Chief Meteorologist Chase Menendez.
Oh, good evening, everybody. Temperatures are a lot warmer than they were around this time yesterday, for most of us at least. Odessa, Midland picking up 2 degrees. We're up 9 in Wink over this time yesterday. But even with that nice warm-up, highs have still managed to come in below average. We made it up to 58 compared to that normal of 62 today. But look at our lows, 17 degrees. Now, we will continue that warming trend as we head towards the end of the week. I'll be sure to take a look at where we land for tomorrow coming up. First, back to you, Rob.
Well, thanks so much, Chase. It's the second full day of competition at the Winter Olympics in Beijing. Now, Team USA has won its first 2 medals of these 2022 Olympics.
Yeah, and the Americans placed second behind the Russian Olympics Committee in the team figure skating. Here's ABC's Alex Pruchet with the latest from Beijing.
The U.S. women's hockey team, the defending Olympic champions, remain undefeated in the preliminary round after back-to-back shutouts. The team set to take on rival Canada after a decisive 8-0 shutout over Switzerland, and snowboarder Julia Marino earning Team USA its first medal of the 2022 Winter Olympics, taking home the silver in the women's snowboard slopestyle competition. But a disappointing outcome for Jamie Anderson. After winning back-to-back golds at the last 2 Olympics, she fell in the final run on her first jump, finishing in 9th place. On the slopes, Jalen Koff won the silver medal at the women's moguls, giving the U.S. its second medal of the Beijing Games. And the men's downhill race is set to get underway after being postponed due to high winds. On the ice, disappointing performances from Karen Chen and Vincent Zhao. Both 2-time Olympians landed Team USA in second place behind the Russian Olympic Committee in the team event. The hopes of USA winning gold hang on the upcoming free dance, pairs free skate, and the women's free skate. And Elena Myers-Taylor is out of isolation after 2 negative COVID tests. She's able to start training right away.
I'm excited to get out there and just get my body back together and get ready for these races.
Her first event will be the first ever women's monobob on the 13th. Alex Pruchet, ABC News, Beijing.
Now, party spreads for the big game next weekend could cost a lot more this year, thanks to inflation. Economists at Wells Fargo say shopping lists for the football feasts are likely to cost between 8% to 14% more than they did 1 year ago. Now, tonight we have some tips to share on how to get ready without wrecking your wallet.
Well, ABC's Deidre Bolton has more ways to save ahead of the big game.
Super Bowl is 1 week away, and millions nationwide will be heading to the grocery store to buy viewing party snacks. They may be met with sticker shock. An estimated 1.4 billion wings were eaten for the big game in recent years. But this year, wings and hamburgers are seeing the highest price increases, up to 26%. So think about substituting pork, up only 7%. And while nearly all food prices are on the rise, up to 14%, the items with the lowest price increases leading into the Super Bowl, fan favorites, chips and guac, and bring on the cheese, the cost of melty goodness has actually gone down.
I definitely feel like everything has increased in price.
On Friday, a report showed that consumer prices are rising by 5.8%. In the weeks following the big game, expect more price hikes. Kraft Heinz recently confirming what Americans are already seeing, alerting customers it will raise prices in March on dozens of popular products. Oscar Mayer turkey bacon up to 30%, hot dogs and cold cuts up to 10%. Certain packages of Velveeta cheese will go up by 6.6%. Plus, Maxwell House coffee could rise around 5%.
Chicken breasts, we try to, and they're either just not in stock, almost never, or if they are in stock, they are, jacked up in price.
The culprits, labor shortages, supply chain issues, and the Omicron variant.
Companies are having trouble staffing enough workers. A lot of workers are just out sick, and that affects every part of this complicated supply chain.
So how can you find hot items? There are apps that compare prices for you, such as Soft Shopper, Price Cruncher, and Basket Savings.
And coming up, we'll take a look at our temperatures as we begin the work week next week. It is going to be a mild start to the week, I'm happy to report. As well, I'm also happy to report about this allergy forecast. We're at low levels across the board. Good news there. Check out JohnDBrayMD.com for more information if you need to. And stay tuned after the break. I've got to look at our conditions, including temperatures and wind speeds for tomorrow, coming up.
A local college is becoming a melting pot of cultures, and that's happening on the basketball court.
And coming up in sports, a head coach hire across the NFL is giving the Cowboys a huge update about its coaching staff. We'll be right back.
Wagers.
Get your bracket ready for a collegiate clash.
What is Valhalla?
Who is Wallace? What's the Jungle Book?
As the National College Championship comes to prime time.
Hosted by me, Mayim Bialik.
The Jeopardy National College Championship begins Tuesday on ABC.
The Black Cultural Council of Odessa is commemorating Black History Month with an evening with the stars. This banquet will recognize the young stars in the Permian Basin with special guest speaker, Olympian medalist swimmer Natalie Hines. For more information or tickets, please call us today.
And now, most admired alum.
Get up there.
This is so embarrassing. There's no way it's me.
You know her. You love her.
Ruh-roh.
What are you doing here?
It's Anna Gomez! Our first gagillionaire. With AT&T Fiber, Anna's got the fastest internet with hyper-gig speed.
I didn't know you went to school. I have a lot in common.
Live like a gagillionaire with AT&T Fiber. Now with speeds up to 5 gigs. Limited availability.
At Bob Mills, our employees work hard to make sure you get the furniture you want when you want it. And because of that, they enjoy a special employee pricing. An advantage I want to share with you. Right now in Sleep Spa, you'll enjoy our special employee pricing on every mattress. For example, this Wellness Series King mattress, employee priced at just $984.64. From me to you, employee pricing only at Bob Mills Sleep Spa.
Bob Mills Sleep Spa.
Just 3 words tell you everything you need to know. They tell you why we employ more than 2,000 workers at our factory in Virginia Beach, and why over 10,000 local steel dealers are putting battery power in the hands of Americans. Not everyone can say that, but we can. Made in America. Real steel. Find yours.
Jewelers, located across the street from Target in Odessa.
Get ready for your day with meteorologist Ryan DePhillips. Know your ABC Big 2 local weather authority forecast. We warn you first with Chief Meteorologist Chase Menendez.
Well, good evening, everybody. We've got some nice clear skies out there. In fact, a couple of stars, planets, things like that showing up here on our sky tracker, just indicating how clear our conditions are. We've also got our sky tracker bouncing around every once in a while, indicating those gusts that we saw earlier in the afternoon, up to about 25 miles per hour, are still in play, at least for the short term. As we get into the evening time and overnight tonight, though, those winds are going to be backing off for tomorrow. But it will be chilly, and those winds are going to be sticking around just enough to give us some wind chill out there. So make sure to hold on to your hats as well as bundle up tomorrow morning. Thanks to Roofs by Nicholas. Really good look out there at the skyline of Midland and a couple of those stars, planets, and things like that. But switching over here to our satellite and radar, you can see that most of West Texas is clear, along with most of Texas. We've got a little cloud cover and a little bit of rain working its way into southern Texas. But here in West Texas, just a few clouds are approaching from the north, as well at the higher elevations. You can see some partly cloudy conditions. Now, it doesn't really indicate a huge chance for rain, but there is a lot of moisture in the upper parts of the atmosphere, and some of the high-resolution models are placing some rain around the Marfa Plateau tonight into tomorrow morning. I don't don't expect chances to be too high, but there is a chance nonetheless. Here in the basin, though, we are going to stay dry. We've got some nice sunny conditions to look forward to tomorrow, which should hopefully help offset some of these temperatures that we're looking at. 26 degrees by the time we get to tomorrow morning is going to be chilly, but it's also going to be below freezing. So make sure to watch out for the 4 Ps once again: people, plants, pipes, and pets. Make sure everybody's warm and safe indoors, and maybe drip a faucet this evening to prevent any of those pipes from freezing over. We have been cold these past couple of nights, but we do finally pick up at least a little bit for tomorrow. We'll land in the low 50s by the time we get to tomorrow afternoon. Again, thanks to that sunshine. Some locations will be dealing with some cooler temperatures tomorrow morning, though. 29 shown here on this model for Pecos, 25 for Marfa, and 27 for Guadalupe Pass. You can see just about all of our temperatures are going to be below freezing, so make sure to warm up your car before you get in there. It sure is going to be chilly to start the day. As we head into the afternoon time, though, this model showing 52 for our high for Odessa Midland, 53 for Wink, and 46 for Marfa. So still some chilly conditions in some spots, but for the most part, a nice mild day tomorrow. Now, you compare that to average, you can see that we do still come in below that 62-degree normal for this time of year, and low temperatures tomorrow morning will also come in a little bit below average for this time of year, too. But we do have a nice warming trend to look forward to, and we'll pick up to about average by the time we get to Tuesday afternoon. So good news there. Now, we'll hang around the 60s for the rest of next week as well, except for tomorrow, of course, with that high at 53. But notice low temperatures do stay below freezing until we get to the weekend. So we are going to be seeing some chilly nights as well as cold mornings. Make sure to watch out for the 4 Ps. Pull in any plants and pets you normally keep outside, and watch out for those faucets.
Absolutely, Chase. And I haven't thought about that. The 4 Ps is something I got to start thinking about more of.
Oh, man, I feel like a broken record talking about them almost every day.
I'm just glad we're not in the teens this time.
That's true. Yeah, much nicer conditions. But, you know, if it's me, it's still cold outside. So I say bundle up out there, West Texas.
Absolutely. Thank you, Chase.
Thanks.
Well, we often think of the United States as a melting pot of cultures, and that's especially true in the gymnasium of Odessa College.
ABC's Big Two's Cameron Stewart is going to show you how this small college is using basketball to bring people together from all over the world.
There may be no place in the Permian Basin with more culture than right here in the Odessa College Sports Center, where girls from all over the world come to use basketball as a means to chase their dream.
Google Translate is my best friend.
It's no wonder Odessa College women's basketball coach Franco Bedell has developed such a friendship with Google Translate. His locker room has become like a mini United Nations, with more than half his roster hailing from outside the United States, including Jessie Dye from China, Nahawa Berthe from Spain, and Lala Nyankin from Canada by way of the Ivory Coast. They all came to Odessa to follow a similar dream, and they all hit a similar wall when they got here.
At first, he was really like, I didn't want to speak because I knew my English wasn't really good. My English is not really good. I need a lot of help on everything.
And sometimes that language barrier carries over when the man they call Coach Q is giving them animated instruction on the court.
Even though I don't understand it, I said, okay, I got you, but I'm not. I just don't want to repeat again because it wastes time sometimes when I'm on the court.
But when the basketballs start dribbling, there's only one language that matters.
It's basketball. Basically, it's basketball. The whole world is the same.
Even though they may come from worldly cities like Montreal or Barcelona, they knew they would find all the opportunity they need in West Texas.
When I started playing basketball, my coach started to explain me all this process, and for this reason, it was a dream for me.
I asked it to my mom as a joke to see what she was going to answer. And she was like against it. And I asked my dad, and he was like, oh, really? Yeah, you should go and everything.
And with all the struggles that come with being a college athlete, these girls have to deal with them while their support systems are thousands of miles away.
I only have probably 1-2 hours to talk with my family. And, you know, in Spain, always are there. If I have some problems, I go, Mom, I have. But here this is very difficult.
So instead, they make a family with their teammates and with their coach. Coach Q says he tries to make a family atmosphere around his program, which especially caught Jessie Dye off guard.
She's used to just the coach being about basketball, and when I had dinner and invited her to my house, and we watched movies, and they spent the day and with me. That was nothing she's never ever experienced.
And the girls have another coach to turn to when times get rough, one that knows exactly what they're going through because she came from Croatia to play for Coach Q.
I think it's easier for them to come to me about some stuff if they're having issues or if they are just homesick, because I mean, I am older, but I still get homesick as well.
In a team with so much blended into it, with new coursework, a new culture, and a new language, there's one thing that remains universal. They're all using their experience on this team, in this place, to live out all their dreams.
That's why I love basketball. I want to do something by myself and make them different, make them change.
And with some players journeying thousands of miles to come here, this place is just the beginning of their journey. Reporting in Odessa, I'm Cameron Stewart, ABC Big 2 News.
Now we're over to sports with Avi carr-gloth. Avi, the Cowboys got some good news about their coaching staff.
Yeah, this is something that's going to really impact them moving forward. We're in the middle of the NFL head coaching hiring cycle right now. Teams with head coach vacancies, they plunder the top assistants from those more successful teams. The Dallas Cowboys, they were one of those teams that had a couple of coordinators interviewing for multiple head coaching jobs. Today, they got confirmation that one of them would be returning to their sidelines. The Miami Dolphins announced today San Francisco 49ers offensive coordinator Mike McDaniel would be their next head coach. That means that the other finalist for the position, Cowboys offensive coordinator Kellen Moore, he won't get the job and will stay with Dallas. The Cowboys, they're facing the possibility of losing both Moore and defensive coordinator Dan Quinn, who had head coaching interviews with both the Giants and the Vikings. The 33-year-old Moore only has 4 years of coaching experience, but after helping the Cowboys reach the top-ranked marks in numerous offensive categories, he was considered a rising head coaching candidate. And believe it or not, we did have a football game today. The NFL Pro Bowl from Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada. First quarter, AFC, NFC, we are tied at 7. Justin Herbert to Mark Andrews, a 15-yard score. Herbert would win Offensive MVP of this game with 98 yards and 2 touchdowns. AFC would be up 14-7. We're tied here, 14-all. TJ Watt hits Kirk Cousins right into the arms of Cleveland Browns and former Texas A&M Aggie Myles Garrett, who rumbles in from 22 yards out for the score. That was the third pick six of the game. Third quarter, AFC up 7. Mac Jones to the hometown guy, Hunter Renfrow. Renfrow with a 6-yard score. AFC leading 34-21 later in the third. Same score. Bit of trickery here. Stephon Diggs beats his brother Trayvon Diggs on his way for the 4-yard touchdown run. Up, you're not going to be there fast enough. Pointing there, a little showboating. I guess that's cool in the Pro Bowl, and of course when it's brother to brother. AFC up 20 at this point. Yeah, Trayvon not so happy about that. 2 minutes left. AFC up by 6 on 4th and 2. Rookie to rookie, Mac Jones to Najee Harris. First down, that ices the game. AFC, they continue their recent Pro Bowl dominance. They win 41-35. And the Midland College varsity baseball team, they hosted a doubleheader today against the Wayland Baptist Pioneers JV squad. They won both games by a combined score 35-0. Their first game, however, that was something special. The Chaps no-hit the Pioneers with the help of 3 pitchers who never really had to worry about the result thanks to their offense led by Tyler Wolford. Luke Young, he started the game, picked up the win. Luis Rodriguez, he was that middleman who then handed over to Derek Klosowski, who shut the door and completed the no-hitter. It's one thing to be a team 22-0. It's another to not even allow a base hit. So baseball, we're getting in there. I don't know if you're going to see no-hitters that much often coming forward, but hopefully we'll have more baseball soon. Lockouts are getting going, and hopefully baseball ends that lockout. So a lot of cool things going on in the diamond.
Yeah, absolutely. Avi, that looks like a football score up there for the baseball games. Must be a tough ride home, but I guess varsity against JV, that is tough.
I'm just excited for some more baseball, too.
Yeah, let's get out there. Warmer weather, too.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Avi. And coming up tonight, we have a heartwarming story like no other. A high school basketball player makes the play of his career. Why one shot changed everything. We'll be right back.
With that First Amendment right to be a journalist comes with an enormous amount of responsibility. It was fellow St. Louisan Bob Costas who informed me politely I was dead wrong. You as a viewer need people who are dedicated to getting it right.
The difference is you cared about it. You didn't just say, hey, I won't do that again. You said, let me correct this immediately.
Because Americans deserve that.
You impressed me, and it's admirable that you wanted to do it, and I thank you for that.
On Balance with Leland Vitter, weeknights on News Nation.
A fresh start begins with fresh choices, like choosing to save more with Suddenlink. Get reliable, high-speed, 1 gig internet for just $49.99 a month. With it, you'll get a $200 Visa prepaid card, HBO Max included on us for 1 year, and a free Suddenlink stream with your favorite shows and streaming apps all in one device. Choose to start fresh by saving more on our fastest speed. Plus, as part of optimum flexibility from Suddenlink, there are no contracts or hidden fees. And unlock even more value when you combine with Optimum Mobile. Visit suddenlink.com today.
What does it mean to be a part of a community? At Reliant, it means powering lives and helping out when needed most. As an electricity provider, it's our commitment to every customer, to their family, and to their community. And it's as strong as our Texas roots. It's our promise today and for generations to come. Reliant, that's power, your way.
Hi, I'm Susie with Susie South 40. It's Valentine's, one of our favorite times of the year, and we're ready for you. We have giant hearts, or we have hearts for someone that wants something smaller.
Love is in the air at Susie's South 40, and so is great tasting candies for every sweets lover in your life. Susie's South 40 is fully stocked with our handmade chocolates and unique gift items. Stop by and get your loved ones something special. Susie's South 40 Confections in Midland.
Watch Good Morning Basin from 5 to 7 on ABC Big 2.
Now to some news that we love tonight. A freshman at an Alabama high school is the boys basketball team manager, and recently he just became a starter for the team.
And he has autism, but that isn't stopping him from scoring on the court. ABC's Whit Johnson shows us this heartwarming story.
15-year-old Peyton Grillo is manager of his high school's basketball team. Monday night, the freshman, who is on the autism spectrum, got the surprise of his life at a team meeting.
When I first found out I had autism, I pretty much had a tough time accepting myself. Until then, I realized that, hey, this could help me inspire others.
Well, guess what, Peyton? Tomorrow night, you're going to inspire others, baby. Let's go! Let's go! Starting lineup, number 5.
The next night, there was Peyton running out with his teammates to start the game, his first time playing as a Thompson High Warrior in Alabaster, Alabama, the school's event part of Autism Awareness Week. Peyton with the ball in his hands, taking the very first shot of the game, sinking a clutch three-pointer. The crowd erupting in celebration. The Warriors would later win the game by 4 points. Peyton's mother overwhelmed with emotion.
My mama heart just burst to see these players accept him for who he is.
Peyton using his lifelong passion for basketball to help others believe in themselves.
I want to inspire the world. People not just with autism, but also people who may have Down syndrome, cancer, anything. People who are going through hardship. Hey, you can do anything you put your mind to. You can follow your passion. Just listen to your heart.
Coming up tonight, a heart-stopping moment caught on body cam. Now a deputy is being held a hero tonight for saving a life.
ABC Big 2 Sports, brought to you by Glasheen Valles and Enderman Injury Lawyers.
When we say no store does more, it's because our produce partners are always doing more. Sourcing fresh fruits and vegetables, selecting for the perfect ripeness, and offering convenient, freshly cut produce that makes it easy to grab and go. Because when we do more, Snack time takes no time, which means more family time. No store does more than my H-E-B.
That's a bag full of Whataburger's Buffalo Ranch chicken strip sandwiches. How long will you have to wait before you enjoy yours? Oh, about that long. Whataburger's Buffalo Ranch chicken strip sandwich is back for a limited time, just like you like it.
In the field, on the farm, at kitchen tables, and in church, Texans live by our conservative values. And that's why Kevin Sparks is running for Texas Senate. Hardworking, God-fearing, conservative, spent years working in the oil field. Now leads his family business. Kevin Sparks, a Christian, father, believes in parents' rights. No CRT. And Kevin Sparks will work to secure our southern border. Endorsed by Trump, fighting for Texans.
What makes best reviews the best reviews? They have an unbiased team that researches products in real-world situations to get reliable recommendations on pretty much everything.
Call that a plasma sword?
So you can be confident that whatever you're buying is right for you, no matter what life throws at it. Like your daughter Clementine, for example. For the best reviews, go to bestreviews.com. Seriously, before you buy anything, ever.
Well, new at 10 tonight, a deputy in Colorado is being held a hero for saving the life of a dog. Now, we must warn you, some of the images you are about to see are distressing.
Dog in the car! Dog in the car! Dog in the car!
Unbelievable video just released by Colorado Sheriff's Department shows a deputy's quick thinking that very likely saved a life. That deputy pulled up to a burning car and learned a dog was trapped inside. He runs to the back of the vehicle, uses his baton and smashes out the back window before pulling the dog to safety. We want to let you know that dog made it out and is expected to be okay.
My thought only at that point was he's coming out with me regardless of, you know, whatever else might be happening, smoke or fire, or nothing else really mattered at that point other than getting Hank out of the car.
Again, we want to emphasize that Hank the dog is okay. Right now it's not clear what exactly sparked that fire.
Coming up after the break, Chase will have one last look at the forecast. Stay tuned.
The Vineyard, Midland's premier master planned community, impeccable high-end luxury with resort-style amenities. These Silverleaf homes are located close to Green Tree Country Club and are walking distance to Faskin Elementary. Contact Alexa to schedule your private showing.
We know these roads and drive them too. From the big trucks passing through on the interstates to the oilfield traffic in the Permian Basin. At Glasheen, Valles, and Inderman Injury Lawyers, we handle big crashes, especially those involving big trucks. We know that it's important to investigate immediately before critical evidence disappears or witnesses' memories fade. For catastrophic injury or wrongful death, call the people you know. Glasheen, Valles, and Inderman Injury Lawyers.
Do you have what it takes to beat the Big Two sports team and the rest of the nation? Enter the Pro Football Challenge today for your chance to win $5,000 or a trip for two to Hawaii.
Cough, cough, sneeze, sneeze. Needs. Plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Alka-Seltzer Plus Cold Relief. Dissolves quickly, instantly ready to start working. So you can bounce back fast with Alka-Seltzer Plus. Now available for fast sinus relief.
Get views like no other here in the Basin. Check out our live Roofs by Nicholas Skytracker Camera Network on ABC Big 2 News or yourbasin.com. From Big Spring to Midland to Odessa, ABC Big 2 has the views for you.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard led to a lot of firsts for me. It helped pay for me to be the first person in my family to graduate debt-free, buy my first home, and I'm one of the first to respond if my community ever needs me. To learn more, visit nationalguard.com.
Cupid Connection. Big 2 wants to help make your Valentine's Day extra special. Visit yourbasin.com and submit a photo of you and your Valentine. Couple with the most votes will receive a $250 Cone Jewelers gift card, along with other great prizes.
And welcome back. Here's a look at that 7-day forecast. Low temperatures tomorrow morning, big dip down to 26 degrees, but we do pick up to 53 in the afternoon. Still a little bit below average, but we also warm up to 63 on Tuesday and hang around the 60s for the rest of the week. Wind speeds will die down after the morning time, so we've got a nice mild afternoon to look forward to tomorrow.
Well, yeah, I'm excited for that weather. Thank you, Chase.
Yep, looking pretty good. Still hanging around average. It's going to be pretty sunny out there. Unfortunately, rain chances are going to stay away as well.
Absolutely. Well, that's all the time we have for news tonight.
And thank you so much for joining us, and see you next weekend.